caring is needs to be a full solution place that people need to go. firstSTREET offers great product, and one of the things that we're trying to do is figure out how to create solutions for people and be that sort of, you're already on the site for caregiving, you need product, and firstSTREET is a great marriage of two companies that can provide product and be a solution and provide product for people that are going through those issues so they don't have to leave and go anywhere else. So what we're doing, what that one slide showed was our first newsletter that we tested in December, and we tested what I call a solutions, and it was a solutions to people who have Alzheimer's issues. And so we just did a test, and it was extremely successful. We had like 1.3% conversion on a product in the middle of Christmas, and it was really quite successful. If you want to sign up for it, just
so you've heard
find me.
You've heard of speed dating, where you sit at a table and date with different people. We've introduced the concept of speed dealing, and that in June at our Silicon Valley conference, Mark was sitting next to Andy Cohen, and then next thing you know, a store happened on the site. So I think it's really important at Susan's reception tonight that you speed deal a little bit and get some ideas of other people you can meet who can enhance what you're doing. So let's turn now to Stephen Reily from Vibrant Nation and learn about women.
Right. First, I'd like to see. Well, I'm the founder, and I should say the sole male employee of Vibrant Nation, which is now the leading online community for women over 50. But before I start, I'd like to encourage any audience members who would like to show the enthusiasm that the audience in the next door room is showing towards its presenters. Feel free to stand up and roar. All right, here we go. Thank you very much. You think they're feeding someone to the lions over there, maybe? But we like enthusiasm. Vibrant Nation, as I said, is a leading online community for women over 50. What we call our members, we launched almost a year ago and now reach over 100,000 women a month. What we talk about is the vibrant woman. Our members are almost entirely female. 80% are aged 48 to 68. 72% have undergraduate and/or graduate degrees, and they have higher than average household income and disposable income. So why is this market appealing? I mean, I think that suggests a little bit why, but over the next 10 years, this demographic of what we call vibrant women are going to show more discretionary income as well as faster growth than any other demographic cohort combined. So they're incredibly valuable over the next decade for both growth and dollars. A lot of research has been done in the last 10 years about marketing to women. Many of you may be familiar with that, about how women drive, in many categories, up to 80% or more of the purchase decisions. And it's made people really rethink how they reach women. Among vibrant women, we believe that number is even higher, especially when you consider that many of these women are influencing, if not making, purchase decisions for up to 4 generations within their own families. So they're the healthiest, wealthiest, best educated generation of women in history, and it's great to work with them. Why did we target women at 50 plus? We don't call them boomers. They don't tend to call themselves boomers. But they do seem to understand that this age marks a transition into a new life stage. We compare our site a lot to the big mom sites, whether it's Baby Center or Cafe Mom or the hundreds of others or the networks of mommy bloggers. And when you think about what those do is when a woman becomes a mom, her life completely changes. The way she thinks about her own life, the way she thinks about products, the way she makes purchase decisions changes, and that's why that's been an incredibly valuable life stage to gather. Her needs change. The same thing happens for women somewhere around the age 50, and we find women generally understand what we mean by that. They become an empty nester. They may have lost their parents or spouse or a friend. They may themselves have survived breast cancer or illness. They're coming through menopause. They're managing their financial future. They're thinking about the future and realize that they have 30 years available to them that was not available to their mothers and certainly not their grandmothers at the same stage of life. So there's a huge amount of interest in getting information about how to make the most of this period of their lives, and it's all new. They're really up for grabs. We did a survey of 1,000 vibrant women that I think resulted in what we think was the first market segmentation of these women, and we were able to show that this is a dramatic shift in their ways they make purchase decisions, very much like the shift they made in their late 20s and early 30s when they became moms. So So they are not loyal forever to the brands that take them for granted, and they don't want to be treated that way. The other thing that is universally true for this demographic is no matter how much money they have, who they are, where they work, at some point, and they've said this to us, they feel invisible. This is the uniform, together with all of that opportunity, is this feeling of invisibility in the marketplace. So when we take that, why did we use social media as a way to gather and speak to and engage these women? Well, first of all, it takes a guy has to spend money doing focus groups to recognize the connectedness of women. Women probably wouldn't need to have wasted that time or not. But the other interesting thing about connectedness among this generation of vibrant women is they are the first generation of women whose connectedness actually grows as they age. To some degree, the old stereotype was somewhat true, because if you worked and you retired, if your children moved away, you stopped meeting new people. Well, many of you may know that the fastest growing demographic on Facebook last year for much of the year was women over 55. And so as a result, we all know this looking at our own lives. If you're connected, you simply get more connected as you age. And this generation of women is the first for which that was true. They're also connected online. They're on Facebook. We did a survey on cosmetic purchases that showed more women are buying makeup online than they're buying from department stores. Not very good for department stores, but very good for online retail. AARP has engaged us to get women talking about healthcare reform. The most important reference, the reason women are engaging is the most important thing for her beyond her own experience in life is a referral from a woman like her. So we've built an online community because that engages the most valuable marketing tool these women have for themselves. And when a brand does pay attention to them, they disproportionately reward it with their loyalty in business, and they tell their friends about it. Our most popular email and for click-through rates last year was one where we conducted a spokesperson survey for the cosmetic brand Strivectin, in which we simply said in the subject line, "Finally, a skincare company wants to hear from you." So when you combine in a very positive way for these women, the fact that they're all aware of is that they have not been paid attention to, they're very interested in rewarding the brands that do get them. Finally, very quickly for this audience, we wanted to talk about our finger is on the pulse of this demographic all the time. We conduct surveys on behalf of advertising clients and on our own to know what's up with these women. But we've done technology and media consumption surveys. They are, as we say, underserved and an over-profitable audience. If Susan Boyle's CD had launched a couple weeks earlier last year, she would have beaten Taylor Swift and had the #1 best-selling CD of the whole year. If you don't know Susan Boyle, she was the YouTube phenomenon who came out of England. But what's more important about Susan Boyle is not only was she the best-selling musical artist last year, or missed it by just a hair, it's that she was by far the most profitable musical artist last year, because 94% of the people who bought Susan Boyle's album bought it as a CD, which, as you know, is infinitely more profitable than downloads. John Mayer's album was purchased 50% was purchased on downloads, which make almost no money for the record companies. On the other hand, so the vibrant woman is a very important consumer of media because of the way she drives profits for the industry. At the same time, she's very essential for the industry to pay attention to for the future, because while she may not be the earliest adopter of new technology, she is quickly adopting new technologies. 2/3 of vibrant women own iPods or MP3 players. Of those who own smartphones, almost half use their smartphones to listen to music. So the point of this slide is really that the media industries and consumer electronics should be already rewarding this woman for the profit she's generating for them more than they do. And second, they should be marketing to her for the future, because she is going to be adopting the new technologies they may think is only used by younger consumers. Finally, in terms of consumer electronics, what we're here to talk about at this show, we see tremendous penetration, much faster than most people believe, of new consumer electronics products, tech gadgets among vibrant women. 1/3 of them use Skype and own flip cameras. That was actually 8 months ago, so I'm sure that number is higher now. And one thing I would end with as a lead into the next panelist also is that if you want the vibrant woman to embrace and purchase your technology, show her how she can use it to connect with her families and friends and people she cares about. If she gets that benefit out of the product, she will overcome any technological hurdle and pay any price to become an early adopter of your product.
Thank you so much. And you see the value of that data there that you'll be able to download after. Now, you mentioned Skype, and we mentioned gadgets that let you talk to the dessert of life, your grandchildren. So, Jerry, tell us why you left Yahoo to be an entrepreneur and about the grandparent economy.
Hello? I've spent most of my life